Good afternoon, everyone. This is YC from YC Cooks and Bakes. Today, I would like to talk to you about a few meal ideas that are economical in this day and age, and also a few tips that I can offer you that will help you if you don't have certain things in the house to cook with. Um, One of the meals that, and I already tested this out, and it works just perfect, is BBQ Meatloaf Minis. Now, I know a lot of people have seen videos on meatloaves and little muffin size meatloaves, but this is the first time I tried the little mini ones, was like last week, and the recipe was so easy and the sides were so easy and it was so economical. I was done in under 30 minutes for just $9.95. And I want to share this idea with you in case, how many times, not that you can't come up with this meal yourself, but how many times are you just wondering, what to have? I'm tired of the same old thing. What can we have for supper that's still good and economical? And although eventually you could come across a meal like this, wouldn't it be nice not to have to rack your brain to figure out what to have? I'm taking the guesswork out of it today for you. And how many times have you asked your family, what would you like for dinner? And they go, I don't know. And it's all up to you. It's all up to you to decide what to have. And you're just getting tired of it. Here's an idea for you to do. And the BBQ Meatloaf Minis is perfect. And you take a meatloaf pan that's has 12 muffin tins in it, and you do spray them. And if I remember some of the recipes I looked at, because there's fat in the beef, they say don't spray it. Spray it. Trust me, you'll be happy that you did, even if it's no stick. Put a little bit of spray, because it does cause difficulties because one of the ingredients is stuffing. So anyway, okay, so what you do is, the first initial thing is you're going to want to buy some ground beef, preferably a ratio 80-20 to have it a little bit lean. And I purchased mine at Walmart for $12.24. And you cut it in three. And why do you do that? Because you want to get 3 meals out of that expensive beef. You only want your meat to be about $4 or $5, right? You don't want to spend $12.24 on one meal when you have to go a whole week, because there's everything is sky high, not just the meat now. Okay, so you get that $12.24 or $13 tube of beef. That's 80-20. Cut it in 3 even uh, parts, so you have a pound of beef. Mix it with a 6-ounce box of stuffing, any kind. It can be the great value kind, whatever you can find. And a cup of broth, 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce, which you probably already have in your refrigerator because you only need a couple tablespoons. And then mix the beef with the broth, barbecue sauce, and stuffing. Mix it in a bowl, and then take your 1/3 cup measure, and it makes 12 muffin tin cups, and then you cook it, you bake it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 22 minutes. And then you want to make sure after 22 minutes, because every oven is different, that at least reaches 160 degrees. And then at that internal temp, you can take 4 ounces, like a half a brick of cheddar cheese, and put some cheese on the top of each one. And then just put it in for 2 or 3 minutes until the cheese is melted. That's it. Your meat for your meal is done. But while that is going, you can take a can of sliced potatoes and put some butter and seasonings with it on top of the stove and make a tossed salad. And that tossed salad with, you might have tomato, cucumber, onion, and lettuce, let's say. And you probably already have some dressings in your house that you could use. And it's really simple to whip up an oil and vinaigrette. It really is. And so you just serve it with a garden salad, sliced potatoes, and then you have your little meatloaf minis, and that makes a meal. And that's it for that meal. And you're thinking, okay, I got two other parts of the beef to go through the week. Great. Make some patties with one of the pounds. You can press those patties out to have four beautiful big size. If you have a family of four, you can have four beautiful patties out of that. I know because I did it. And then the other part, you can use it to make hot dog chili sauce or put in pasta sauce, which I did, and put over spaghetti. So you have three meals from that one tube of ground beef. And it works out good that way, economical that way. Also, the I'm going to put this recipe of the barbecue meatloaf minis in the description for you, because I'm telling you, if you are in a hurry one day and you have to have a meal in under 30 minutes, this is it. It couldn't be more simple than this meal. I know because I tested it for you. And the other things I wanted to tell you is some tips for like, you know how I like to use oil sometimes in place of my butter, and some people like to use margarine because it's cheaper than butter, or you have butter, you don't want to use it all up your expensive butter, because even at Walmart it's $3.98 for 4 sticks of butter. My husband got some at Food Lion today. I don't remember what he spent, but anyway, so sometimes you want to place the oil. Okay. Anyway, long story short, the ratio between cold butter melted to equal parts of oil is a different percentage than you would think, because oil is already at room temperature. So I will have the butter margarine to oil ratio that you would use for baking and cooking. I will put that in the description along with this next tip that I have discovered, and I tried it and it works, is that if ever you run out of baking powder, and I'm not talking baking soda, baking powder, and that's very easy to run out of if you're a family that makes a lot of uh, baked goods or biscuits and stuff like that, or breads like I do. It's a very good chance you can one day run out of baking powder. And if you don't have the money right then, or heaven forbid something should happen where we can't be traveling like we once did, because we didn't know that was going to happen, and it did. Anyway, you use a half a teaspoon of distilled vinegar to a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and that reacts the same way as if you were to use baking powder. So for every quarter teaspoon of baking soda, you use a half a teaspoon of distilled vinegar, and it acts just like baking powder. And that's good to know. It's good to have that in your repertoire. If you run out of baking powder one day, it's just good to know that, because I've run out before, and your biscuits will not rise without this activation. I know because I even tried that. Anyway, you're thinking, well, where am I going to put this? Because you're thinking, I'm not going to remember this margarine butter to oil ratio. I'm not going to remember the ingredients that you use in place of baking powder. So what am I going to? I'm going to have to look everything up again? No, you're not. What you're going to do is I'm going to put everything in the description for you, and you're going to make a note of it, and you're going to tape it to the inside of your baking cupboard. So whatever cupboard you keep all your flour and sugar and brown sugar and icing sugar and all that stuff in, I'm sure there's a cupboard in your house that you keep some of that stuff in, salt, whatever the case may be. You make a note of these, you tape it to the inside of the door and close the cupboard door. And you never have to look at it again until you run out and go, I know how to fix this, or I can do this without running to the store. So that takes the guesswork out of it. And those are a couple of good tips for you. And then also in the description, I'm going to have that recipe, the meal idea with the little mini meatloaves, and also what you can do with the rest of the other 2 pounds of beef if you buy a 3 pound beef tube. Um, and those will just take the, not that you can't do that, but it'll take the guesswork out of what can I do for supper in a hurry? I've been busy, busy, busy. What can I do? And this will take the guesswork out of it for you. And I hope that all of this information makes your work week a little bit easier. And I know that night certainly was easy on me. And it was a late night for us. We were busy all the way up to like 7 p.m. And I needed something to do in a hurry. And I didn't have the money for fast food. So I had to come up with something quick. And that's what I came up with. And it was a great idea. And my kids loved it. So I will have all of this in the description for you to make an easy week for you. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.